Hey everybody out there, this is Seto, and today for you guys I'm going to be profiling for you my Dark Magician Girl deck. Now, a couple of things I want to mention before I get into this deck profile. Number one, this is a Dark Magician Girl deck, not a Dark Magician deck. I profiled a Dark Magician deck a couple of weeks ago and it really hasn't changed. Now, the thing I would like you to keep in mind is it does use the Dark Magician engine, however. And though it does use the engine, it mainly uses the components of the Dark Magician Girl engine to focus on Dark Magician Girl and use Dark Magician as power plays as well. But it has a whole bunch of different little power plays the deck can do. It's really a fun, intricate deck. Most of the stuff is getting reprinted here in the Mega Tins shortly, so hopefully you could build this deck for very cheap, take it to locals, have some fun, and maybe even do some, win a couple games at locals, maybe even top at locals. It's a very powerful deck overall. So without further ado, let us get started. So first off, we run our 3 Dark Magician Girl. Now I have my secret rare from Magician's Force, but I keep that in my binder because I love it. And personally, even though she's my original waifu and the original waifu of Yu-Gi-Oh! I love like I said before, I love the full body artwork of Dark Magician. I'm a man of the arts, I guess you could say. But yeah, your 3 Dark Magician, you will actually get the effect off her because you'll usually have a Dark Magician engraved sometimes. But she works very well with Dark Magician to get a certain card off, which is a very powerful play to get off in the deck, and it's not really a gimmick per se. Because it's actually pretty easy to get off, and that is Dark Burning Magic, which is pretty much like a JD card. You get a Dark Magician and a Dark Magician Girl with the original name on the field, you blow up your opponent's board. Simple as that. Not a big deal whatsoever. But yeah, very good card, your 3 Dark Magician Girl. This one's from, if you're wondering where this artwork is from, this is from the 2005 or 2006 tins, which I got when I was like 15 or 16. So that was a long time ago. Next we run your 3 Dark Magician. I run the original OG artwork in my Dark Magician deck, but I like running the alternative artworks in here, especially the tablet. I actually like the Ultimate Rare tablet one. But yeah, now originally I was just running 2 Dark Magician in the original build, but I bumped it up to 3 to make it more consistent, have more consistency plays. And I did have to cut out certain elements of the Dark Magician deck, certain ratios, to make way for, I guess you could say, cards that just help the deck out overall. Though Dark Magician is your main power play of the deck, you're mainly focusing more on Dark Magician Girl, which I know you're going to look at the deck and be like, well, this is just Dark Magician with Dark Magician Girl thrown into it. That's not how it evolved. It evolved because 3 Dark Magician made your navigation plays more alive, and navigation leads to this card being more alive. So overall, you're helping your cards of having a Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl on the field, just like the anime, and having a very powerful card to blow up your opponent's field. So yeah, that's why I bumped it up, because it made it more consistent. Next we have 3 Magician's Rod. This searches out all your different combo pieces you will need in the deck. So let's go over these combo pieces. You can search out Dark Burning Magic, which is amazing. So if you already have a Magician's Navigation and a combo play in hand, because this is pretty much, I know 3 card combo plays are not the most consistent thing in the bloody world, but believe me, it's pretty consistent once you see how the deck functions and you play with it. But you can search out your Dark Burning Magic, your Dark Magician Circle, your Dark Magical Inheritance, your Illusion Magic, your Dark Magic Attack. You cannot search out Ayatamias, but Ayatamias is, I have to say, a must run in this deck because you are running Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl. You can search out Eternal Soul, Magician's Navigation, which is really your power play of the deck, and those are your cards you can search out. So it's a lot more versatile, I would say, to some extent, than Dark Magician, because you have a little bit more targets. But 3 Magician's Rod. Next, I run 1 Apprentice Illusion Magician Girl. Now, if you don't own this card, that is fine. I will list off some other cards that you can test out in the deck right now. I was going to put them in the deck, but they didn't make the final cut, the final grade, I guess you could say, from playtesting and whatnot. Regeki, good card, but I wanted to put other cards in the deck for consistency reasons. Maxi, Ghost Ash, Ghost Ash was another one. There's a whole bunch of different other cards, but those were the 3 cards that I really wanted to put in the deck, but they just couldn't make the final cut. You could also put a 3rd Magical Circle in the deck if you wanted to, but I'll explain why I run 2. But she is really useful in the deck. And the reason for that is yes, you're mainly going to be going Dark Magician Girl, but on the off chance, she's just very useful as a collude target. You know, if you want to get over something, she's useful in that respect. And also, she just is another way to search out one of your 3 Dark Magicians if you draw double navigation or something of that nature. It's really useful. And I know you'd be saying, well, why are you not running more than 2 of or 3 of her in the deck? Now, from running a standard Dark Magician deck, before I went back and revisited this deck, in a Dark Magician deck, I would say 2 to 3 of her in a Dark Magician deck is standard if you have her available. However, in a Dark Magician Girl deck, I have found she's not as good, okay? Because usually you're going to use her in your hand to, you know, use her as a collude target, or you'll use her off navigation to search another Dark Magician to, you know, do different things with Eternal Soul and whatnot. Or you can special summon her by pitching a card, which is not the most optimal way, but you do it from time to time. So she's not as good to some degree as the regular Dark Magician deck because water attribute, wind attribute, mainly water attribute here, and earth attribute. It doesn't really mesh well necessarily with your Magician Girls. So I put her as a 1 of. She's good, but if you don't get her, she's not integral to the deck. She's not this key ingredient. She's useful as a 1 of, but not integral as much as Dark Magician. When you play the deck, you'll start to understand. Then we run your 3 Chocolate Magician Girl. She's your draw engine of the deck. She works with Summoner Monk, which I should mention, I cut Summoner Monk down to 1 of. I really want to put Summoner Monk as a 2 of and make this a 41 card deck, and I'm still looking around like, oh, what can I cut for it? What can I cut for Summoner Monk? And I just don't know at the moment that I'm doing this video. I want to cut a Prince Illusion Magician Girl out because she's good, but the double Summoner Monk is really nice as well. But either way, she's actually a lot better on her own in this deck because of different reasons. But you can go Summoner Monk, Chocolate Magician Girl, go for rank 4 play that way, which is kind of nice as a 1 of. But Summoner Monk is not as good as in the Dark Magician deck, I would say, because you can use it a bunch of different ways. You can go into Daigusto Emerald to get your Dark Magician back a lot easier. It's useful in the deck, but I just couldn't find room for 2 Summoner Monk. I really couldn't. I really want to run it as a 41 card, but the 40 card guy in me is like, no, do not do that. And you may say, well, cut down the Chocolate Magician Girls. Chocolate Magician Girl puts in work, believe me. Believe me. So that's the Summoner Monk Chocolate Magician Girl engine there. Then you got the Kiwi Magician. She's your main collude for your Dark Magician Girls. She really, really, really is amazing in the deck. I definitely run her as a 3 of. She is very good. And the last Magician Girl we run is Berry Magician Girl. She helps search out your Kiwi Magician Girl, Dark Magician Girl, depending upon the situation, and your Chocolate Magician Girl. Now you may say, why are you not running Apple Magician or Lemon Magician? They are good, and don't get me wrong, they're decent. But they're not as good as the core group, I call them, of Kiwi, Berry, and Chocolate. These 3 right here are the better ones compared to the others. They're nice, they're cool, they're good, they do help out. But for what we're trying to do here is focus on Dark Magician Girl, not a pure Magician Girl deck necessarily. This is all you need. So, yeah, 3 Berry, 3 Kiwi, and 3 Chocolate. Next we run for your spell cards. We run 2 Dark Burning Magic. You could run 3 of this card easily. I will say that right off the bat. But it gets a little bit clunky, so I just run 2 of it. It is searchable. It is a quick play, which is amazing. So how do you get this play off? Let me show you very quickly. It's very simple. I said it is a 3-card combo, but you do have to keep a couple things in mind here. So this is all you need in your hand. Some variation of this. Now, there's different ways you can get to this. Because any one of these 3 cards can be Magician's Rod. Okay, this, you can search out this through Magician's Rod. So Magician's Rod you can place in here for any one of these pieces, because you can search out the Dark Magician through Illusion Magic. So there's a bunch of different ways you can go about this play. But let me show you how this works. So it's your turn, correct? You've searched out your combo pieces. You set this, you set this, all right? Your opponent goes off, or it's even mid-game and maybe they've gone off and you want to destroy their field. So you flip up first your Magician's Navigation. You bring out your Dark Magician. Now, because I brought out Dark Magician, I'm going to bring out the lovely Dark Magician Girl. Now, Dark Magician Girl's on the field. Original names. I flip up Dark Burning Magic and I blow up your opponent's board. Simple as that. Simple as that. And that doesn't include if you have like a Magician's Circle with something to banish something that you don't want in their graveyard. Just saying. So Dark Burning Magic, I love it in the deck. It's amazing. It's really cool. It's nostalgia, but it actually works damn well. And I love the artwork of this card. I love it. It looks gorgeous. Then we get run 2 Magician's Circle. I really want to bump it up to 3 of, but every time I run it as a 3 of, it gets kind of cloggy, especially in this version of the deck. In a pure Dark Magician deck, you run it as a 3 of, hands down. In this hybrid of a deck, 2 of. Could you get away with 3 of? Like I said earlier, yes you could. But I just like it as a 2 of. Because it's not integral to the main combo plays you want. Next, 2-pod Duality. Consistency, search for your combo pieces. You're planning to go off on your opponent's turn. Dark Magical Inheritance, Illusion Magic, Dark Magic Attack. Good, just cards that you can search out. Dark Magic Attack is your heavy Harpy's Feather Duster. Searches out your Dark Magicians. Search out any combo piece you need at that time. Then we have your Dark Magical Veil. Now this is something I may cut, but I've really liked it in the deck for clunky hands, because you can bring out your Dark Magician, this one, and where's Magician Girl? You can bring out your Dark Magician Girl, which really comes in handy, I'm not joking. So you can bring either one of these out. Because you just need to pay 1,000 life points, special summon a Dark Spellcaster, Dark Spellcaster, Dark Spellcaster, Dark Spellcaster. And it even makes this card more live, actually. Because what you can do is, say you just have the Dark Magician on the field, but you don't have the Dark Magician Girl, but you have Dark Magician Girl in your hand, or vice versa, you just activate this, bring it out, activate. So it's really good as a 1-of, but you could cut it for other things. I'm just testing it at the moment. Then we run your Eye of Timaeus and your Upstart Goblin. No Regeki, I would sideboard that right now. You could run it in your main deck. You really could. I really wanted to because I love Regeki, but I gotta cut room for consistency cards. So Eye of Timaeus, and usually you can deal with opponent's problems very easily in this deck through Magician's Circle and other means. But Eye of Timaeus, really good card. Definitely a must run it in this build of the deck, I have to say, because you have Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl in the deck, and you can do a whole bunch of different things. Upstart Goblin, amazing, good card, just draw 1. 39 card deck. Next, 2 Eternal Souls. It just helps out with your plays. As you can see, I trimmed down the fat a little bit through the Magician's Circle, through the Eternal Souls, to focus on to make room for Dark Magician Girl stuff. And it's worked out fairly well, and I enjoy it. So, double Eternal Soul, good card. But this is not Dark Magician deck. Then you run your 3 Magician... I need to find the other one set quickly. Give me a second, people. You run your 3 Magician's Navigation, which is definitely integral to the deck. Like I said, this is your power play of the deck. This is your power play. This is how you go off, is through Magician's Navigation. Just like the artwork, you're bringing out Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl. Then you run your Solemn Strike Brigade. Now, if Solemn Strike got hit down to 1 of, probably some of the cards I would consider is Regeki and Summoner Monk. Probably leaning towards the Summoner Monk. But that's probably what I would put in the deck for if Solemn Strike was to get hit down to 1 of. If it was, I would just run the one Solemn Strike, and a Summoner Monk or Regeki or Max C if that was still around. If you're watching this video after the ban list, mind you. But yeah, that is the main deck. So let's go on to the extra deck now, which is really fun to go over. So we run our Skyla token from Skyla from Pokemon, and your Yugi token because it brings us good luck since we're playing Dark Magician Girls. You run your fusions, Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight Felgrant, and this does count as a Dark Magician, I found out. So, Kiwi Magician works with her. Just so you know, because it says Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight. Amulet Dragon and Dark Paladin. Those are your fusion targets. Then you have, and I love my secret one here, I love it to death. Then you run your Dagusto Emerald to bring Dark Magician back. Your Former Power Trapeze Magician, Ebonon High Magician, Ebonon Illusion Magician, number 28 Titanic Moth, Big Eye, Dragosack, and for some more rank 4s, we run the Utopia package, Utopia Prime, Utopia Lightning, and then Castell and 101. So that is the package. Dagusto Emerald is a must in any Dark Magician deck. But that is the deck profile, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. Go Dark Magician Girl, the original waifu. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, have fun dueling, good luck dueling, and I'll see you guys next time. Go Dark Magician Girl.